Welcome back to episode 293 of the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast. Slipped up.
Thursday drop, prepped, cut, and clean. Gong Show's back, running over the scene. Tearing through sets, no checklist safe. We break it all down, no hype, just straight. Hobby news, we cover it all. From card show whispers to that marketplace brawl. Louis still muted, classic routine. Phil's on the mic with that savage lean. Calling out lonely men roasting with flair. While Josh shows pickups, Phil just glares. NHL talk, locked in tight. Prospects trades, we see it all right. No filters, no fluff, just facts that sting. Thursday, Gong Show running the whole damn thing.
Wayne Gretzky on steroids?
What up, boys?
What's going on?
Cracking?
What
up? Let's just do 50 Phil button bar drops right in a row.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's.
Hi. We're back. We're here. Okay. Big show. Lots of announcements. Kind of fun stuff. Oh boy. I see on the notes Louis deep thoughts. Now I'm curious.
Oh boy, here we go.
This could be very exciting. So if you're part of the Gong Show family, part of our Discord, you already know this, but I guess everyone else, we're happy to announce we have a new show that is a Discord exclusive.
Yeah.
Behind the Bench. It's with our good buddy IFC or Neil.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as Expo Mom. Very excited about that. First episode debuted this past week. Now we're a little sour about the name because we had some what we thought were fantastic ideas for the name of the show that Neil, being the boss of his own show, he summarily rejected.
Neil's Kitchen.
Yeah,
it was perfect. It was perfect.
Expo Mom's Kitchen. Yeah. I like that. Neil's Kitchen. Under the bleachers. Come on.
Yeah. he really didn't like that one for some reason.
No.
I don't know. He's a hater.
We have a stubborn Expo Mom here in our family, I guess. But no, we're very excited about his show. So basically, to see it, you have to be in our Patreon and have access to our Discord server. So what Neil's going to be doing is going through some more in-depth topics for the show, digging a little bit deeper. I think like he teased on his next show, he's going to go do a whole demonstration of Terapeak.
Yeah.
Which is, I think people will see a lot of value in. He'll have some of his own topics, special guests too, probably some people from our Discord community, which is really growing there. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it and very happy he's on board. And, we just love our Fireball drinking Chateau organizer, Sean Couturier, super collector, Neil.
And he knows how to use his microphone now. It's not backwards, so you can hear him correctly.
I got a new microphone.
I just bought it. I don't know why it's not working. I'm like, turn it around. Like, oh, there it goes.
It's like, do I sound all right? Feels like no. And you just happen to have the exact same microphone, I think, that he was using. And you're like, why don't you turn your microphone around there, buddy?
Yeah. We made a world of a difference.
We did.
All right, Louis. Now you've teased us all with your deep thoughts.
So I told you, just let me chew on it for a little while when we were talking about the cards with the dates and all the stuff that went on.
Okay.
And I was kind of going back and forth. And I had some time to ponder. So here's my answer to everything we discussed there.
Now, wait. Just before you get into it, is this about how having a date-specific game memorabilia on the back of a card is a good thing or a bad thing, right?
Correct. And certain things. So I came up with, I love the idea that any of those patches in those cards are dated with the date. Like I said before, they don't have to go into the whole 2 goals or 2 assists in there. I like it. I don't know why I was being so dumb when I went back and listened. I was like, why can't you come up with an answer? Yes, having Ovechkin's, record-breaking goal jersey in there and having that dated on there. Yes, awesome. Yes, probably would be worth more. I agree. I was wrong. Well, was I wrong if I didn't really answer? I don't know. Probably still wrong. But
well, hold on a minute though. You don't. There's no wrong in having an opinion. You just had an opinion. So
No,
are you?
But that opinion was stupid. Whatever was going on in here, that would be sweet to have those. Yes, they would be worth more. Now, say the Bedsy card that we were focusing on at first. I think more of those cards should be that way.
Yeah.
I want that to become kind of the norm, if you could. Patches are cool,
Right.
but everything's being flooded with patches. They're super neat. But just to, like we've said before, to know what that patch was from. And I know it can't be easy to grab jerseys from all these games. I don't know. But
Well, Phil would get it done.
yes.
Way to
But
weasel.
here was the thing, though, that I still don't. I want, like, the monumental things that happen, like a cup win jersey or a record goal breaking jersey or I don't know, pick your whatever. Those are going to be like super relics, and I think they deserve the money for them. But like that Bedard, if him or Eriksson Ek or a Carlson or whoever, I still don't think those should be elevated into a higher like price tier, if you will, because to me that's what I want to see on them.
Well, but I think the hobby will naturally do that. If it's just like a Tuesday night game that Eriksson Ek played where he had 2 shots and was -2, I don't think that's going to cause a premium. But if it's a game where a certain record is broken, then naturally, right, that's going to raise the stakes.
Right. And so, I don't know. I was having a moment going through all that. So that was my deep thoughts.
I have a question about your deep thoughts. So just to the good listener, Louis has put up a graphic of himself with a thought bubble that says, "Let me think this through." And it says "Deep Thoughts" by Bubba Louie, and with a picture of Louis. So I'm going to ask Louis a question. Ready?
Go.
Did you airbrush your face?
No.
You glow that like that? Maybe you're pregnant, man. Wait, you got to go get a test. You look radiant in that picture.
Do we have another announcement to make or what?
That's like the greatest picture I've ever seen of you. You should have
thank you.
Look at you. You look very angelic.
Thanks.
You're going to put that in the same bank you put your Sleeping Beauty cards or what?
Listen, I sent my ComC cards to Louis' house, and 2 days ago, Josh and Louis are just sending me pictures, and they're committing filthies all over my cards, making fun of my Disney Fantasia cards. Listen,
he'll buy Sleeping Beauty cards. I'm just saying.
Some respect.
I'm not judging.
Show some respect to Walt.
All right. So that's all I wanted to say. I didn't want to be, what did I see in the comments? Kicked off the island or something?
No, you should have been. But yeah, that's right. And listen, we want
to, man. Kick him off the island, you bozo. Yeah, you're not going anywhere. Kick him off the island.
Phil, what's happening tomorrow on Friday Nights with Phil?
Yeah, we're gonna have we have some a minor crisis because I'm gonna be in Montreal and I didn't really think this through. But we got a great guest. I don't know how I'm gonna wing this, but we'll figure it out.
Are you looking at the screen too, Phil?
With that?
Are you looking at the screen, please?
Oh, I look adorable. That's a really cute Phil.
That's
a really cute Phil. What? Pay attention, ladies. All right, I have all these outfits at home, so what have you. So yeah, we have Toronto Mega Collector on Instagram. My biggest guest, cards wise.
Yeah.
So hopefully he brings some heat. I'm sure he has a lot of heat, and I'm
I think Anthony just got offended.
Yeah, Dad. Okay, well, Anthony doesn't count. Anthony's a best friend of the show. Come on, we have Anthony's not a guest. He's he lives. He comes and goes as he pleases. Right? He knows the garage code.
Sure.
True.
Yeah. And Dave, of course, Dave's back from Hawaii, so. We'll see if he's got any good vibs for us. And yeah, we'll have a pretty good show. Did anything come out this week?
Nope.
No, right? Nope.
Man, you're off the hook.
Yeah. I don't have to buy anyone's love. Excellent.
Nope.
Well, joining you in Montreal will be Grant and the crew at GP Sports.
GP.
They're gonna have a booth that's set up. They'll be buying, selling, trading. So be sure if you're in Montreal at the expo to stop by and say hello. And just because they're there doesn't mean that Friday night breaks will stop, because Grant's a nut, right? He's going to do it anyways. And not only is he going to do it, Phil, you might have to find a way to crash this. He's planning a couple very big breaks for Friday night, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern time. The first one is a 5 master case 80 box break of Ultimate. That looks fun. They're doing random player for that. GPSportscards.com. You can get your spots. And then they're also doing a break of only 3 years of the Cup. After that, a bunch of...
I might be there. You might hear my voice on there. We'll see.
Yeah. Oh, that would, and some buybacks in there.
We'll see what happens Friday. I don't know. Maybe I could just do Friday nights with Phil an hour before. Well, I'll just put my phone in front of Grant there. That's the show.
You'll be busy moderating.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, they got a nice they got a place about 45 minutes outside of the Laval, and as you guys say, Laval. It's Laval, and yeah, I might pop over there. Depends what my friend Elizabeth is doing downtown. We'll see.
Oh, we have an expo date, do we?
No, I've known this woman for like 25 years. Yeah, she's beautiful. Yeah, she works for Cadillac Fairview, top tier.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, again, go to gpsportscards.com, get your spots. They will go very quickly, and maybe you'll see Phil. You never know. So we had a 70s explosion this week on hockeychecklist.com. We added just about every year, not every set from the 70s, but we do now have officially every single year in the 70s one hockey set. So it's 1970, 71 through 79, 80. So a whole bunch of them were added. I did add one modern set, 2022, 23 Synergy. There you go. And yeah, still working on some back end stuff, but we're going to be doing some front end stuff very soon. That was
I don't like the way that sounds.
Why? It's Josh's favorite. Loves working on the front end.
Yeah. Who doesn't? Okay. Lastly, before we get this Gong Show started, is a reminder that our show, the Hockey Cards Gong Show podcast, is a Patreon podcast. That means we rely on the support and love, mainly the love, of listeners and watchers like yourself to help us cover our show expenses, produce more and what we hope to be better hockey card content, and then fund initiatives, even in a small way, to grow the hobby. Once you support us via Patreon for as little as $5 US a month, you get access to our Discord where you can watch Neil's show Under the Bleachers, as I'm calling it. But probably prefer Behind the Bench. You also get to meet everyone and chat all day long with everyone on 300 plus and growing. So it's a pretty strong community that I'm very proud to be a part of. And we get no credit for it, too. I mean, honestly, this community has built itself. And so I think that that's pretty amazing. If you want to join the fun, the Island of Lonely Men, all you got to do is go to our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, click on the Become a Patron link at the top of the page, or skip that. Go to Patreon directly, patreon.com, search for Hockey Cards Gong Show. There's a link in the show description if you're watching this on YouTube, and for the good listener, there's a link in the podcast apps and then our Instagram, TikTok profiles too. We have one new patron, and it's a biggie. Louis, why don't you shout out our new friend?
Our new friend, I don't know, Nimitz?
Yeah, triple goal.
Triple goal.
Triple goal.
Thank you, sir.
Bill was a part of that for many years. Now, are you just running with the nipple treatment on triple, the 2 Ps? Is that just part of what we do? I did it
again. I guess that's just the way I spell it now.
I love it. Keep it. Don't change.
I'm just gonna keep it that way.
Yeah, don't change.
It's 2 Ps forever now.
All right, Baba Louie, what's the game plan, bud?
Yes, the triple game plan. Starting off with get to know your Hall of Famers. Then, we have an interview with our Saskatoon boys. We're going to dig into building a card show from scratch. Some Q&A with them, see how it's going. Check in on them. Then it's hobby news. Following that, great question. Why are hockey cards worth less than other niche sports and trading card genres? Interesting.
Multiple.
It is. Then it's new product releases, personal pickups, and it's time for Josh.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I'm Josh. Let's roll with our Get to Know Your Hall of Famers series. Another fun one today. So in this series, what we're doing is profiling every single Hockey Hall of Fame player. We started with the very first Hall of Fame class of 1945 and have been working our way to present day. We're still in the class of 1961. And today, we are going to profile Hockey Hall of Famer George Hainsworth. Ring a bell for anyone?
I know the name.
I
don't
know
know
the
much
name.
about him though at all. Yeah.
Really interesting. So I'm excited to go through this one. George Henry Hainsworth
Oh,
lived from
Jesus.
8.
Hold on.
Oh,
Let's
George.
do this guy.
There we go. That's a great picture.
George.
Let's
Henry-
recap. Let's do a recap on Milt Schmidt. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
All right.
George Henry Hainsworth lived from 1803 until passing away in 1950 at the age of just 57 years old. He was born in Toronto, was a goalie. So we have another Hall of Fame tendy for us to add to the list. And in a career that lasted from 1926 until 1937, Hainsworth played for such professional teams that all are Louis' favorites.
Mm-hmm.
The Saskatoon Sheiks, Montreal Canadiens, and Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, Hainsworth won the Vezina 3 times. I believe the first 3 Vezina trophies.
Wow.
In the 1928-29 season, he was unbelievable. Listen to this. He posted 22 shutouts and a 0.92 goals against average in 44 games.
How's that even possible?
He did it.
Amazing.
He was also a 2-time Stanley Cup champion with the Canadiens, captained the Canadiens in the 1932-33 season, only the second goalie ever to captain an NHL team. In 1933, the Canadiens traded him to the Maple Leafs for Laurent Chabot because the team was trying to add another French-Canadian player to boost their attendance. So they're having some
Nothing
attendance
changes. Nothing changes. 100 years, they're still trying to do the same thing.
Hainsworth would reach one more Stanley Cup Finals with the Leafs in 1933, but it wasn't meant to be. And in 1936, he lost his starting job to Turk Broda, another Hall of Famer, and the team released him. And he would rejoin Montreal for 4 more games before calling it a career in early 1937. Now, after his playing career ended, he went into the private sector and then unfortunately was killed in a head-on vehicle collision in 1950 at the age of 57 years old. Here's where it gets really fun. Why should you care about George Hainsworth? So Hainsworth, as many might know, was the hand-picked successor to George Vezina after he had passed away from tuberculosis in 1926.
Huh.
To that point, Vezina had played every single game with the Canadiens since 1910. So talk about walking into
That's crazy.
an uncomfortable situation, right?
Okay.
So Hainsworth had to carry the weight of that legacy and more than lived up to it. In 1926-27, his first NHL season with Montreal, he led the league in goals against average and shutouts and immediately won the Vezina Trophy. So the Vezina Trophy was donated by the Canadiens to the league after the untimely death of George Vezina. His 22 shutouts in 44 games in 1928 is a record that holds today. Even crazier, the Canadiens scored just 71 goals all that year, yet still made the playoffs entirely because of Hainsworth's superhuman consistency.
Wow. Amazing. He looks like he's 90 years old in that picture.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From 1927 until 29, Hainsworth recorded 49 shutouts in just 3 seasons. And he finished his career with a record of 167, 140, and 60 with a 1.93 goals against average and 94 shutouts.
Wow.
He played 307 consecutive games from 1926 to 1933, showing remarkable durability for the era and considering he never wore a mask once in his career.
Wild.
In March of 1936, at age 41, Hainsworth stood in goal for the Canadiens during the longest game in NHL history, a 176-minute playoff marathon against the Detroit Red Wings. He played 6 full overtime periods and did not allow a goal until the final minute, eventually losing 1-0 to Normie Smith. Both goaltenders were utterly exhausted, but Hainsworth's iron will in that game cemented his reputation as one of the toughest players in his era.
Wild.
That's crazy. 9.
Yeah, that is a jam-packed career.
During his prime, NHL players would actually talk in newspapers about the rare goals they scored against Hainsworth. One player quipped, "I had a better chance of hitting a squirrel with a stone than beating George with a clean shot. To score on him once was a bragging right. To beat him twice in a game was headline worthy."
Huh.
And talk about this as a tribute. We'll end with this one. Years after Hainsworth retired, Jacques Plante, a revolutionary goalie in his own right, referred to him as the standard of early era goaltending. And I love this quote. He said, "What George Vezina started, Hainsworth perfected."
Wow, that is kudos. Holy moly.
Even future, illustrating how even future Hall of Famers respected the quiet efficiency of his game.
Why isn't he more famous? Because he maybe doesn't have an award named after him, right?
Yeah,
If
maybe.
the Vezina was called the Hainsworth, we'd be like, who's George Vezina? Not who's George, but we wouldn't know as much as the accolades.
Well, even like teams with certain amount of goalie luck it's kind of like the Packers, and they had a great quarterback for 30 straight years. You go from George Vezina to this.
Yeah.
The Oilers have never had a goalie. Right?
Louis, can you go back to the first Montreal picture? If that's possible, that reminds me of, did you guys have the hockey sweater? Is that a Canadian thing? But Rock Carrier? I think that's his name. No, the hockey sweater. Okay, well it's about a boy who he's a Montreal Canadiens fan, but he gets a Toronto Maple Leaf sweater, and he has to wear it to church. And at the end of it, he prays to God that that God will send moths to eat his Toronto Maple Leaf sweater. This sweater George is wearing here looks like the uniforms in that children's book. So the hockey sweater, yeah, it's a staple in Canadian childhood people
lore. You already mentioned too. What a great photo this is.
Yeah, this is amazing. Incredible.
Let's take a look at the George Hainsworth hobby market. So his rookie card is in the 1923 V128 Pollen set, card number 39, wearing the Saskatoon Sheiks uniform and sweater there. That's kind of cool. Big old Saskatoon right on the front of it there. Now, this PSA 5.5 we're looking at on YouTube is a high-selling copy, went for $9,750 US in October 2023. There's also a George Hainsworth card in the 1926 anonymous issue set. Could not find a sale for this card. Can never find for any of these. So I don't know. Love to know more information about that.
I don't get the Saskatoon Sheiks. That's crazy. That Sheik is a very Arabic word, and Saskatoon is very not.
I wonder if it's a nickname that maybe
it's got to be
people liked in the early 1900s, but would never fly today.
Well, unless the word means something else, but I'm pretty sure it means like a leader in Arabic culture. I'm pretty sure it's got to be a nickname, some relevance.
Hainsworth has some cards in the 1933 sets again, so I picked out a couple. This 1933 O-Pee-Chee is a PSA 7 with the green background. High selling copy is, and it's also the high selling George Hainsworth card to date, 11,100 US, February 2023.
11 large, holy moly!
Well, he's good.
Yeah.
And then finally, last one we'll look at is a 1933 Canadian chewing gum. This PSA 6 is the top seller, went for $22.75 US this past June.
I love these cards.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. There's more too. He played in an era where there was fortunate to have the whole mix of cards and weird photos, so you can go on to your favorite site and catch some more of them. But that, boys, is your Hockey Hall of Famer, George Hainsworth. What do you think?
Thanks, Josh. Good job.
Yeah, good work.
These never get old. It's like my favorite thing to learn about.
It looks like they only had that name.
Yeah, for a year or two.
1 year. And then they were renamed the Saskatoon Crescent Hockey Club.
Interesting. Very Arabian of them. Crescent moon as well.
But the crescent is very Arabian too. I was just going to mention that.
Like Aladdin and Arabian Nights. Interesting.
Let's move on to our recurring series on the show, building a card show from scratch with our friends from the Saskatoon. It's been about a month since we got to hang out with Carter and Justin in person. We did at the Chateau Gongshow at the Spring Expo. And as a reminder, Carter and Justin are just a couple of collectors who had a really big idea to build an expo-like card show experience in their backyard in Saskatchewan. they never started, run, or promoted a card show in their life. And I guess, nothing like going big out of the gate
Right.
from their perspective. And since last fall, we've been following their progress, the ups, downs, and everything in between as they work to make their show a reality. And again, the Saskatchewan Card and Collector Experience is set to happen this upcoming October. So we hope you enjoy this edition of Building a Card Show with Carter and Justin. Well, we're excited to welcome back to the show our friends from the Saskatchewan Card and Collector Experience. It's Carter Yell and Justin Fetter. Hi, boys. How are we?
How's it going?
Doing good.
Doing well. So last time we talked, we were in person at Chateau Gongshow from the Springs Sport Card Expo in Toronto. It's been about a month since then. So I guess I want to start off by rewinding a little bit. We got your in the moment reaction to the expo. Is there anything now that experience has really soaked in for you that you are taking away that maybe you didn't realize the Sunday before we left?
The impact it had on everybody, I think. And we were still talking about it. Like I still get the feelings of just camaraderie and being around that type of person. It just travels with you. And I think it reminded Carter and I just about what we do want to achieve and everything we want to bring back here for the people. Like I said it at the Chateau when you interviewed us there, and it still sticks with me. And I didn't realize how much I actually missed going to those shows until I was there again. It was exhausting, but it was incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't understand it till there's really no way to describe that experience in a way that delivers the impact of actually going.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's happened? Give us a high level overview in the month since we talked last. Like, what are the key developments with your show that you're building up to on October 4th and 5th?
Well, we got 2 more signers coming in.
Wait.
Eric Gryba played for the Ottawa Senators and Edmonton Oilers. Yep.
Sens legend. There we go.
And then you guys had Tim Shelday on the podcast there, and he's coming as well. So he's a local boy, and we're excited to have him there.
Really excited.
Sign some autos. And
he was amazing. Just so down to earth. And like I said, it was just based on meeting you guys and talking to Brian Trottier for the love of everything hockey. Yeah. And then now Tim Shelday. I think there's nice people in Saskatchewan. That's what I'm learning.
There's some good people here. Yep.
Mm-hmm. How are we doing with sales? Are we feeling good about where you're at as far like when does it get real? Like we're I think to this point it's like, well, anything's kind of gravy, but I'm assuming that a crunch time is approaching as are we 6 months away from the show?
We're under 6 months now.
Under 5.5. Yeah.
Oh, that's wild, man. I can't wait.
Yeah.
So when's nut crunch time?
Well, I'd say July.
Yeah.
Okay.
August maybe.
We have we're proud and to say that we have 69 booths registered and sold right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's really been coming along. I can't remember how many we were at the last podcast. I think it was like 25 or something like that. So we've come a long ways here.
Beginning of April, we were around 50.
So what's been the change? Is it the fact that people are starting to see the support of people like Trottier and Chevalday and all the other? Is it sort of like they call the herd effect, right? Where now there's a momentum to it, or is it that we're getting closer and it's just more natural for people to commit, or both, do you think?
I think both. The word's getting out there that this is more than just your regular card show, that it is going to be something Saskatchewan has never had before. Like you said earlier, you can talk about the expo all you want, but until you experience it, you don't know what it's about. So I'm happy that we were at this last one at the Spring Expo, and we can bring that to the people of Saskatchewan and add some things that the expo doesn't have to our show and make it amazing for the collectors here.
Yeah.
But I would say most people are coming to us now. We don't have to chase as much anymore, which is a really good feeling. We're still chasing, but I mean, you got to work those phones. But people are coming, and it's feels good. We're doing something right.
You're bona fide now, so people are like, okay, they're bona fide. We can do this.
It's always the hardest the first time, right? You're kind of begging, scratching, clawing to get, and then when you do get those first few instances where someone like calls you and says, "Hey, I heard about the show from so and so," you're like, "Whoa, this is nice." It's like, to have it be a little bit easier.
Organic growth. It's organically buzzwords, and people are chatting about it, and as it gets closer, you're gonna get nut crunch time, as Josh said.
And it feels good. Like the other day, woke up and there was a vendor that booked 2 corner booths. So it's just like, wow, that makes you feel good. And then we had a vendor last week, Kenny at Imperial Gardens, call us. He's like, "I'll need an extra booth there, guys." So I mean, it was right on. Yeah, so
that's big, brother. Yeah, look at this. A bona fide indeed, legitimized.
There we go.
And another local shop booked 6 too from Rad.
So how many do you have? How many left? How many tables left to go?
I think we're just under 70 left now.
About 70,
wow.
71.
Yeah. Boys, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I remember you saying, I think it was you, Justin, when we talked about your observations from the expo, that one of the things that you were paying attention to was the flow and how they kind of set up for people to easily get through and find what they're looking for. Based on the expo experience, did you make any adjustments to maybe your layout on anything you learned there?
We had a lot of feedback from the hockey card guys that the Pokemon is really taking off lately too. So of course we decided to separate the show that way and kind of organize things better, so people do know what they're coming to look for. They can direct themselves and without getting in each other's way too. And then organizing the auto booth where we have it too, we can direct the flow of lineup of people through there without interrupting the booth traffic.
That seems to be a trend, the whole, like, because we're noticing that here in Minnesota, where it's like it seems like there wants to be a very clear separation between sports and Pokemon.
We've heard from more than one.
We did. Like, we have the one side's all sports cards, and then the other side's all Pokemon, and then the middle are the vendors that sell both. So
we don't want a civil war. Like, so we gotta.
No, we're doing our best to accommodate everybody and organize things in a great way that people can get to what they need to go look at.
What's that? You might be shocked to hear I'm actually not a Broadway musical person, but what's like the West Side Story where like the two gangs are like snap fighting each other? We can have the Pokemon and the sports card people doing that.
We're still working on the Burning Man.
That better be ready. That better be ready. Yeah.
We got to do something fun.
We'll take you to the statue.
A hammer and 2x4s and pallets. That's all you need.
I want to get the.
I can get you as much wood as you want. I don't know if you'll have the fire department on you.
I'll mail you nails and a hammer.
Oh, I got enough nails.
All right. Well,
I do it for a living.
What are you, a carpenter or something?
I am a carpenter.
I know, Justin.
What could we organize at the event that is, let's say, mostly legal and a lot of fun? We really got to come up with something. I mean, you guys shot down pretty quick because you're no fun. The 200-foot wooden Gordie Howe that we wanted to burn.
We could do
Apparently
a DMV
the fire department would have an issue with that. I don't know why.
Well, you guys shoot some ideas at us, and we'll see if we can get it approved.
I have one.
Yeah. A treasure hunt around Saskatoon? I don't know.
I have a lot of firecrackers. I have a potato gun.
I don't know if we can endorse that.
Oh, the potato gun.
Yeah. I was thinking like a hot barbecue would be fun.
Yeah. I have a huge slingshot. I have 2 metal poles with.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Phil, how about a hobby barbecue?
Yeah, we're trying to organize a hobby barbecue. The guy we were trying to host it at is a little where he's on the fence, we'll say.
We need an angel to come down from heaven and agree to host.
Yeah, don't say who it is. Yeah, we're working on it. He's breaking down. He's breaking down.
Wouldn't that be amazing? You go, right, Carter and Justin? Wouldn't you?
Well,
then even yeah. Well, we'll try.
We should put the money aside in case one of us gets in a little bit too much trouble.
When Phil gets arrested, that's code for when Phil.
bailout money.
Phil wants to know like what the process is to get bail in Saskatoon.
Bring a
How
few
are-
Pintos to sell to bail you out.
How are the provincial charges in Saskatchewan? Are they heavy? Are they heavier than Ontario? Probably, eh?
They're fair and just.
Yeah. Okay.
This is totally random, but I just learned today. I was watching some like weird. I uploaded a whole bunch of checklists to the checklist sites, and I saw like something that was about a trial in Canada, and your lawyers wear like robes with like weird white things that come on it, right?
Mhm.
What are those called?
Former monarchy, right? So we still have a lot of
Oh.
British influence. Yeah.
I think they should have to wear the wig still. Why not? you know?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
really
Oh, really?
good. Yeah.
It'd be itchy. Anything? Do you
Yeah,
have
they
to wear
look-
wig?
It
Well,
looks-
we got to come up with something fun to do, and we're open for ideas. So please comment, like what Burning Man, Hockey Card Burning Man's number one. Gordie Howe, at least 200 feet, can't be less.
Mm-mm.
Hobby Barbecue, we're working on, but any other ideas would
Well,
be.
Carter
Okay.
and Justin are listen, like we got to be realistic for a second. I know we're all friends and we all want to hang out, and you guys are working.
Mhm.
Like
Oh,
you're
yeah.
doing your show. We're gonna be
yeah.
it's us that are gonna be enjoying.
We're gonna be
like, hey,
laughing
Carter,
at you
you wanna-
because
Mhm.
You want to go for lunch, Justin? Like
Stress
what,
level
that's
will
the
be up here.
stupidest question I could ask you, right? Like
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
probably not going to be able to hang out a lot. I'm just saying.
Your house is in a good location, though. You guys have
Yeah.
a nice
We got it.
location for that.
Just
so.
give us the key to your place. We'll make sure it feels lived in when you get
Absolutely.
home.
You could come over and babysit for a while, make sure
Yeah,
everything's
yeah.
cool. Yeah. I have a big
So-
backyard you can get lost in.
Nice. Okay.
I have some questions based on your guys' attire. Now, Justin, you've ever since we've known you, you've fairly proudly worn the blue and white, but magically, all of a sudden, the day after they're eliminated again,
I
From
put
the
a
playoffs.
Kings jersey on for solidarity for Dave. So I own
oh,
a
there we go.
Poffin jersey for
Right
every
from
team he
that.
played for. So I thought I'd wear the Kings jersey.
you
because they
jumped
got
ship
knocked out
real
too.
fast.
Yeah,
Those
there's always,
Prairie boys aren't very loyal.
there's always next year, right?
Yeah.
This
So I've now as a Leafs fan, I have some questions for you.
Oh, God, here we go.
First, I have to be selfish and say there's a lot of steam around here that our Minnesota Wild are going to go after one Mitchie Marner, and I'm a little afraid of that because I don't want to pay him $14 million. Do you agree with me that that would be a mistake?
We ain't paying him.
He was supposed to be such a franchise player for us, and I don't know, the way he's talking now to the press, it sounds like he's not sticking around, but who knows? He was commenting on that last year too.
Yeah.
New rumors for Mitchie Marner are
Oh,
Carolina.
Chicago.
Nope. Carolina, Pittsburgh, or Boston.
Boston.
why does
would
everyone
be
go to
surprised.
Carolina? Well, why did
No
who would actually make them interesting?
No pressure in Carolina.
Yeah,
Maybe that's
fair
what
enough.
Mitchie Poo needs. No pressure.
And
I
then
could
we got
see him
the
getting traded to Boston for Pasternak.
He'll get eaten a lot. Marner in Boston will get destroyed.
No way.
Yeah, his
They wouldn't
agent was
accept
like,
him in Boston.
I don't think we should accept that one. I know it's $25 million, Mitch, but I think you're not going to have a good time. Yeah.
well, and let's be honest, right? Pasta's a way better player than Marner, right? Am I
Mhm.
wrong?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Maybe not
Okay.
playmaker.
We have to
Maybe
give the
Marner-
Leafs some hope, though. I guess give those
Mhm.
fans something.
Marner's one of the best for assists. I mean, come on.
He
Like,
knocked us out last year, didn't he? Pasternak?
Yeah, because
Leafs?
Marner didn't
Yeah,
want to
right.
skate back on defense,
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
so they were
He came in
related
alone,
in
yeah.
that regard.
Yep.
Marner just gave him a breakaway, essentially.
You know what I think's going on? Marner needs to learn from a good vet who's a little tougher, a little plays through the bruises and bumps, and I think he's still salvageable. Obviously, he's one of the
Oh.
most highly skilled people on the planet. I love making fun of him, but I will also admit that he needs someone like Patrice Bergeron beside him.
You don't
You
think
know?
Tavares is that guy?
I thought he would, but I guess not. I guess
Oh,
Johnny
it's better.
C,
It was better when Marlowe was there too.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, he's had all his chances. Screw Marner.
Yeah.
He's had them all.
Mhm.
Forget him. He's a bum. I forgot about Marlowe. Yeah.
Carter, is this the year for your boy Connie McDavid?
Yeah.
Is it going to happen?
Whoever wins this next series is winning the cup. Whoever
You
wins
think?
between Dallas and Edmonton is going all the way. I think it's going to go 6 or 7. I hope it's not 7 because Pete DeBoer is 9-0, and he has those guns behind the bench to help him too there. And then, but yeah, I think this is the year. Like if they keep playing defensively how they did against Vegas, and then the depth keeps scoring, and then, but like McDavid and Draisaitl haven't even popped off yet. You know, they just haven't, how we're used to seeing. But defensively, they've been playing phenomenal. So
I really hope they need to really step it up though, because I don't think Vegas was. Well, the Kings weren't either. The Kings weren't, and the Golden Knights weren't a challenge for him, and I think they're going to get it now. So,
what are your thoughts on the Shard?
How great for the show? Like, let's say the Oil won the Cup. I know it's in October, the show, but it just that would get hockey buzzing again and bring Stanley back to our country. You could capital. I know it's Alberta, Saskatchewan, but it's Canadian, baby, and that would be a great resurgence for our hobby, I think, as well.
Yeah. Well, we're still trying to get them to come to our show and sell game used memorabilia, but I mean, we're not getting any. Yeah.
Yep.
Can you get them to sell it to Upper Deck? That would be great.
With some stamps on it, where it came from, what game it was used.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
You guys see that in the Cup? Connor Bedard's RPAs are gonna. They bought a jersey from a specific game, and their game used, and they're gonna say the exact game they came from.
I didn't see that yet.
Yeah, it was just announced this week. Okay, so I have a question as a guy who watches the Oilers regularly, something I've wondered from afar all year, but haven't been close enough to understand this. Why isn't McDavid scoring many goals this year? Is he hurt or what's going on?
What did he play?
Getting points.
Well, yeah, he had 100 points in 65 games or something?
I didn't say he wasn't scoring points. I said he's not scoring goals.
Yeah, he's got like 1 goal and 9 assists in the last.
Yeah.
He has 3 goals this playoffs, I believe. Okay. And then you're talking playoffs or regular season?
I was talking regular season too. So he played 67 games and scored 26 goals.
Yeah, 26
and had 100
goals,
points even.
That's just about 0.5 per game. So the last time people were beaking him about not scoring, I believe he put up 60 goals, did he not?
Yeah, he scored 64 goals in 82 games, and then he had 32 goals last year and 26 or the year before, and then 26 this year. I don't know. It just seems like, is he being more pass first? I wasn't a knock on him. I just wondered why, if he's not shooting as much, or if he's looking to set up others more, or
I think he's picked up his. Yeah, I think he sets more like people up before, like he passes before he shoots. But I also think his defensive game has taken huge strides this year.
Mm-hmm. Do you think he can win the Cup with Stewie Skins?
Oh man! Next question.
Okay.
You know what? It depends. It depends if they stay hot, right? Like he had 2 shutouts, and I mean 2 shutouts. It doesn't matter who you're playing in the National Hockey League. Those are 2 shutouts in the National Hockey League, right? That's he's one of the elite goaltenders in the world. It doesn't matter what you say. Like there's only 32 jobs, and he has one of them. But you have to remember, Jack Campbell was supposed to be the starter for the Oilers, and Stuart Skinner was only supposed to be the backup. But that plan backfired. So I feel like this is great experience again for him. But I mean, I don't know if they don't win the Cup this year, like man, oh man, they'll need a goalie for sure, 100%. Like we're already 10 years into the McDavid era, and we still don't have a
franchise goalie.
Franchise. Edmonton has never had a franchise goalie. Like even Grant Fuhr in the 80s wasn't even that great. It was the team in front of him that made him great.
Mm-hmm.
If it's Game 7 Stanley Cup Finals and you're coach of the Edmonton Oilers, are you starting Pickard, Skinner, or E-Bug?
What a trio.
Yeah, what a trio's right. Yeah, I would go Skinner right now. I mean, he's the man, but Pickard's there to, like, he's been playing phenomenal too.
Yeah, okay. Well,
yeah.
Oh, and there's kind of a tie into this back to card shows a little bit. So you guys are going to the Edmonton Expo. When is that exactly? I forget.
That's right during the playoff or the Stanley Cup final, right when it would start, I believe. Yeah.
How will that be if the Oilers are in the Stanley Cup Finals?
Well, I'm taking Jagger, and we're gonna go. to the watch
June
party.
6th, 7th, isn't it? June
Yeah.
6th, 7th.
6th and 7th, yeah.
6th and 7th,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. But I think the card show would be pretty exciting too, though.
Yeah, it would be. It's not a time to buy a dry cycle there, that's for sure.
No, no, I guess not, eh? I have a question about the website. I remember when I checked it earlier, you had, I can't remember, sponsors and partners, I think, on the website, and you had Boston Pizza on there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is that what's going to be? Is that the food available at the show?
No.
No, that's the
Oh,
party
no.
Friday night.
Yeah.
Okay. So do
Yeah.
you have is the host of the show, do they have their in-house food? Is that what it's going to be?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we have mini donuts also. Coming a vendor with mini donuts, lemonade stand inside, and then we're gonna inquire about some food trucks, bringing in some food trucks.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
I checked it out.
Yeah.
You got to put them on your because guys like me, you put mini donuts on there, I'm buying 2 tickets. Just yeah. So there you go. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Right
I've never
on.
had Boston pizza. Is that good?
Not really. It's good fast restaurant food.
Okay.
It's a sport. It's considered like the sports bar
Yeah.
franchise.
Good for
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the owner or the GM of the Leafs, his dad owns BP's.
Oh, that's why Phil's all sour on it.
No. No, they're
Yeah.
Cara Foods, aren't they? Aren't they Cara Foods? That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
But I also like on the website the staycation part. That was a nice touch because now you're showing a complete customer centric service, right? You got everything covered, and that shows you're organized.
They're partner hotels.
I was showing
Yeah.
I'm showing one of my guys the website, and I was like, holy crap, it got a lot better. Like, so you guys are really on it, man. Good on you
Yeah.
for that.
Chantel has been like a savior for us. She's been
awesome. Yeah.
so amazing to work with.
Is she one of the? I think I saw she does photography and graphic design on there.
Yeah,
I think
that's
I saw
her.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you want to show the poster?
Awesome. Nice and clean, and it's simple, so it doesn't confuse any of the older customers, right? The old
Right.
folks.
Yeah. So we got 3 hotels partnered with us. So one's right beside the venue, one's downtown, and then one is in another area close by. So yeah, there's 3 different options for guys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You don't have Shovel Day on the website.
No, we don't yet. We have to put that one up there yet.
Come on, Chantal. We just gave
I
you big kudos.
Yeah.
All right, getting back to Edmonton a little bit. So I know that there's stuff that you can take away from the Toronto Expo, but that's really a size of its own. I would assume that in a way, the Edmonton Expo will be a little bit more analogous to what you guys are doing, and maybe more interesting almost from that perspective, because it's bigger, like you said, than your traditional card show, but not the second largest, biggest card show in the world either. Are you guys kind of approaching it from that perspective?
Yeah, I'd say this is the closest to our size of a card show. Ours might be a little bit bigger, I think. But it'll be interesting to see how they run that one compared to the Toronto Expo, and get some more ideas from this one. Like, I think we've been to like 4 or 5 different shows this year already, and just kind of picking the best ideas from each show and putting it into ours. So
Yep.
Any curveballs in the last month that you guys weren't anticipating that you had to overcome?
not really. I think everything's been going pretty good. Just I guess sponsorship still. Like we had Discover Saskatoon come on board as a sponsor. We just finished applying to the Tourism Saskatchewan for sponsorship. Still waiting on SIGA, which is Saskatchewan Indian Gaming Authority.
Set up some blackjack tables.
We're working with
craps.
Yeah.
7. Yes.
You can use it. You don't use chips. You can bet your sports cards.
Yeah. I got Pintos.
Not accepted.
Damn it.
But we do have a cool story with Wendell Clark, though. So we had a meeting with Wendell and his agent.
Supposed to be a half hour long.
Yeah, half an hour long, and it ended up lasting 5 hours hanging out with Wendell. So that was
5 hours.
5 hours.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we got to hear about this. So kind of go into a little bit of detail here.
So we contacted Andrew Jackson, who is Wendell's agent, and talked to him for about a month. And then he said, we're coming to Saskatoon, flying in on a Friday. And then Wendell was going to do a fundraiser in Yorkton, which is 3.5 hours from Saskatoon, to help raise money for the junior hockey league or team there. So then Andrew said, okay, well, yeah, we'll set up a meeting on that Friday at his restaurant. Wendell owns a restaurant here. What is it? Wendell Clark's Bar and Grill or something like that.
Yep.
And so then we went there, I think 5 o'clock or something. And they like came to our booth, and Wendell and his agent put their chair or their clothes, their jackets at our booth. And then we talked to Andrew, and then Wendell went and signed autographs for the customers there for like a half an hour, and then he'd come back for 15 minutes, leave for another 20 minutes, come back for like a half an hour kind of thing. And then the last 2 hours, he just kind of hung out there and told stories
and told stories. It was incredible.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And then
what was the best story he told you?
I would say about his grade 12. So he was like, because they were bugging him because some friends of his that he went to school with joined us as well. And I was like, Wendell, you don't have your grade 12? He's like, no, I forgot about the English part. I was like, oh, you got to send. I was like, can you send a video to my boy? So then I got him I started recording him, and Wendell's like, Jagger, stay in school. Look what happened to me. And
imagine getting yelled at by Wendell Clark. Oh, well, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. But Andrew had some really good stories about Bobby Hall and like Bobby Orr and all those guys.
Wow.
So it was a surreal. It was unbelievable. It was an unreal night. Like, it was hanging out with buddies. You know, it was just so much fun. It made you feel like you were just it was so much fun.
It's like talking to your grandpa sitting there. It was awesome. Like sitting
beside
for 5
really
hours.
Strong grandpa.
Strong. So we asked him if he would come on, because he's out of our price range this year for the show for our experience. So we'll try for him for next year. But we asked him if he can come onto the podcast. So we're going to try to make that work for you guys.
Oh,
see if we can get him on there. Yeah. So
it's got to be different, hanging out and getting along with someone for 4 or 5 hours, and then they kind of don't want to hang out with you again unless you pay them.
You know. that's what it felt like.
Where am I? Shouldn't I have gotten a dance for this? Like, what?
Phil, are you talking about most of your relationships again, or
I don't have relationships. I hang out and I move on.
The first one's free.
Yeah, there you go.
And then we also went on like a local news talk radio. So we have a local news talk guy, Evan Bray, and he has 90,000 listeners in the mornings. So his show is in the morning in Saskatchewan. So we went on there for a half an hour and revealed his grade, his Wayne Gretzky hockey card grade from PSA. And we talked hockey cards for half an hour.
Awesome. Baby.
Yeah. And then it ended
really
up.
Cool.
Yeah, that was in studio. That was pretty cool. It was live though, so a little bit more nervous. And then that ended up airing 4 times, so that was pretty good for us.
This is live right now, guys.
Oh, is it?
I should put some pants on.
Don't stand up.
You've never done it now. Why start now? I don't know. Did you get Did you hear from a lot of people locally after that radio interview?
Yeah. I would see
we heard some feedback.
Yeah. Like, especially people I knew, like friends or acquaintances. They're like, "Oh, I heard you on the radio. I had no idea this was going on." And so like people who don't know about hockey cards or don't collect but are into sports or just politics or whatever the news of the day, they figured they got worded by that. So it worked out good.
I know a lot of the focus has been on vendor tables because that helps to fund the whole thing and it really makes the event possible. But I would assume that, now is probably a little bit early, but you get a few months before the show and that you guys are going to have to switch gears a little bit and work on your consumer marketing locally to create awareness that because when people buy tables, they want lots of people coming through the doors. Have you thought about how you're going to do that?
We thought about reaching out to some billboard advertisement agencies and seeing if that would help. But we want to put our money where it's most effective too. So talking with other show promoters and things like that, we were finding that social media is really the best bang for our buck. And we're to put most of our time. Yeah. It reaches just the demographic we're looking for, the people that want to actually come to the show too. So we actually got posters made up too.
Oh,
sending out.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah. So we'll start sending those out to shops, getting them in the windows, people that come through and create more awareness.
Have you got the sense that the local shops are going to partner with you and help promote this?
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Everyone's coming along more and more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's been really fun.
Okay,
But,
one of the things that attracted us to helping you guys with this experience is that you're just really collectors yourselves that want to bring an amazing event to your area that really doesn't have an event like this. And I don't know if we've done this before, but I kind of want to ask each of you, in the last month or so, what's the favorite PC card that you've acquired? Who wants to go first?
Can I say that Bury Atomic?
Yeah. Talk about that.
Yeah,
just because I pulled it. Yeah, I bought 5 or 6 of those boxes about a year ago, and I've been opening them at special events. So I brought one to the chateau, and I opened one about a year ago, and I pulled the Bury Atomic refractor out of it, and I got it graded myself, and I was so surprised to see it come back a PSA 10. But man, I could have sold that thing 10 times over at the expo. Everybody wanted it, but it was something that I didn't want to give up yet because I feel a little attached to it. But
yeah, just so do you regret not selling it, or are you happy that you didn't?
Good.
Yeah, I branching off from collecting Felix Poffin through the 90s. I love the rare sets, so I've been chasing them now that I couldn't find anything other Felix Poffin to collect. So
I was just gonna say that, man. You got rid of so much of your collection. Now you got to keep that. You
guys touched on that. I think the evolution of your collecting mentality. Mm-hmm. So I got to a point in the Poffin collection where I couldn't find anything else. So I started branching off to different jersey colors, different patches, and I had like 5 or 6 of the same card with different parts of the jerseys on it, like breaks in the jerseys and things like that.
Yeah.
So and then it just kind of branched off into 90s. Another thing I collect is rare checklists from the 90s, parallel checklists. I was able to find the Atomic Refractor Bowman checklist.
That's crazy.
Yeah, just
that's
weird things.
Very unique. Yeah.
I'm trying to hunt down the 97, 98 Zenith Z Impulse 5x7.
Hey,
I
got a 98, 99 O-Pee-Chee Chrome refractor checklist I pulled out of a box you can have if you want.
Ooh, we should talk. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'll bring it to I'll mail it to you.
Yeah.
Well, what's the checklist community like? Is it cutthroat? Is it
very obscure? It's like a lot of guys you have to explain what you're looking for. It's like, really?
If patronizing had a moment, that would be it.
What about you, Carter? Anything fun that you've added to your collection lately?
Right here.
Oh yeah,
there she be.
That's beautiful,
isn't it?
Yeah, it's very nice. And his D's smaller on that, which is better.
Yeah. In my Panther top or one touch there.
Nice. Ultimate holder.
UV.
Yeah. UV protected acrylic. That's pretty awesome. There, did you see all the dry cytos last week on Slab Sharks?
My god!
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He was like, "What?" Yeah,
yeah. Some guy was firing them off to him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of them.
That's the worst thing. When you're a player collect and someone puts like 12 bangers out there, you're like, "Oh my god."
Yeah. If I only had 20 grand, this would be great.
But it by far the worst time to buy right now if you're.
Good for him.
Player collect for the Oilers. Yeah.
I tell you what, though,
good to sell, bad to buy.
Why don't you guys stop making the playoffs then?
Okay.
Oh, come on. We're winning the cup.
Not being very nice, eh?
Yeah.
Or just
you can tell he's a Leafs fan, right?
Right.
Do you think now that most of Canada is, just to have anyone in Canada win the Stanley Cup is rallying around the Oilers, or
yes.
do the rivalries stay intact even despite that?
No, I mean, I don't know. Because most of the players, like, it depends who the players are. Like, half of them might be European, right? So, I mean, you look at some of these teams, like Vegas won the cup whenever the year that was, they had the most Canadians on their team.
Yeah.
So it's like, well,
but doesn't Canada want one of your 5 NHL teams to win the cup for the first time in 30 some years?
Canada doesn't know what it wants, Josh. It depends who you ask now. Yeah. I want my garbage picked up every week. That's all I want. That's it. That's all I want is once a week garbage pickup, more than 3 bags. Okay. That's all I'm asking. And a gold medal.
Mm-hmm.
Not a
all right. So, oh yeah.
Well, hold on. We got to dig into this. Check this out. How could you not look at that banger?
See?
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow. That's very nice. You can tell it's
refracting. Definitely.
Definitely.
Is that all? That centering is beautiful on that.
What's something like this worth? Now my curiosity is getting the best of me for some reason.
Well, I know what I paid for the Atomic. I don't know about that one, but
what did you pay for the Atomic?
200.
Oh my god!
Yen?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well,
Canadian goose dollars.
Oh, it's beaver bucks. We call it beaver bucks now.
Oh wow, that's
they never come up for sale because people don't think they're desirable or wanted.
2 bills.
This is a 97, 98 Bowman's Best Atomic refractor for $80 on one.
Oh, you got to get on that.
I know.
Well, he doesn't need 2 of them. Listen, when I give you mine for free, just think you paid $100 for each. Dollar cost averaged. Yeah.
Is there 2 of them from the set or just the one?
I don't know, Justin.
You're the expert. Why are you asking us these questions? How big of a checklist expert are you?
Yeah,
obviously not.
What do you think? The Gong Show has a checklist site or something?
Oh, hey, good.
Oh, now we're doing the Russian doll thing. It's a checklist site of only checklists.
All right, let's.
All right. Well, what have we learned today? We've learned that we have some new athletes coming. Eric Greiba, Tim Shovelday, who's on this show. We learned that Wendell Clark is too expensive, but maybe not too expensive to come on the Gong Show, which would be amazing. That you guys are doing it. You've sold your available tables, which is crazy. And that Justin is a Fairweather Leafs fan because it's less than 12 hours and he's already wearing a Kings jersey.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have jumped the bandwagon so hard.
Bandwagon jumper, yeah.
Of another team that was eliminated. Okay, I was trying to help Dave. He's
a shallow pool of
water. But Dave, and that you're lukewarm on our Gordie Howe Burning Man.
I might have to take you to our quarter section out of the city for that, but we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, I don't think we're doing it.
A barbecue, maybe, but we need fun ideas for things to get a little bit rowdy, but stay mostly legal while we're in Saskatoon.
Optional. It's a good suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
We have the Saskatchewan Rush cheerleaders coming as well.
Well, now you're talking.
That would make things more rowdy for Phil.
Yeah. No. I behave. Don't worry. We'll be in good hands.
Phil, you'd get in on some cheers, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll go dance with them. Like,
yeah. Well, you can buy your tickets for the Saskatchewan Card and Collector Experience at
saskcardexp.ca.
I knew that.
saskcardexp.ca. That's easy.
Right, yep.
Yeah. It's the green website. It's the green and yellow.
Yeah, with the wheat.
Yeah, with the wheat.
Yeah, we have merchandise on there too now as well.
Ooh,
sure do.
Yeah, there they are.
Oh, who's that?
I lost my job. Someone stole my job.
Well, you got to click on, and then it'll take you to the other page to order.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, damn.
You had too many cookie crumbs on your shirts, Phil.
I like
bald discrimination. You went after with someone with hair. I'm starting an NGO, Bald Men Unite.
I think I want a green hat, but what's a toquez?
Toque. Come on now.
What? A toque?
Don't speak your
There a
word
picture of
American. Yeah, that's not a word. It's not a word.
The golf shirts are nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. Okay.
My waist will look good in that one.
Bet you it will.
Form fitting.
Yeah.
Slimline.
On that note, All right, guys. We'll see you again in about a month. Congratulations on the great work. Still can't wait to just at dinner tonight. I was reminding everyone I'm going to Saskatoon, and they looked at me like, "Really?" Like, yeah, I'm actually excited. It kind of looks beautiful, and so it's the place I've never thought I'd go in my life, but I'm actually most excited to go and cannot wait to check it out on October 4th and 5th. Get your tickets at saskcardexp.ca. Bye, guys. We're back. So, do I have to do like a blue light in the background now that you've copied Louis, Phil? I just noticed that.
I bought 12 cells, and blue's the nicest. I got green, purple, red. Yeah, blue. I tried to go different, but the blue looks the best with the upper deck, and I have it offset with some white here. Yeah,
there you go. Yeah, it looks awesome.
Thanks,
good job.
buddy.
Good job by you.
Thank you.
I always find to catch up with those two. It seems like they're a little bit of a grind period, right? A lull. Just
they're in the
some
meat.
tables.
They're in the meat of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but it'll come. They'll keep coming. I'm glad to see how much they're filling up right now. And what's really cool about it is people must be bringing a lot of good stuff too, because some of the guys are like, "You guys, I'm going to need 2 or 3 tables."
Yeah, good point, Louis. I just want to make sure we're there before the doors open so we can poach all the good stuff.
Right.
Make sure you go. But make sure you go to the Saskatoon Card Show before we buy them all.
Okay. Slab. I said it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Slab Sharks, Gongshow partner and sponsor. We're grateful for their support of our show. The current Slab Sharks weekly eBay auction ends tonight. Hey, tune in. These guys, those guys.
Yeah.
We're going to be live starting at 7 p.m. Eastern because that's what we do now that we're Slab Sharks bros.
We're Slab Shark bros. We're broing Slab Sharks.
We're the official U.S. something of Slab Sharks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we make it happen. We make it easy for you to get your cards from the U.S. up into the Slab Sharks auction. So we're going to be live on YouTube at 7 Eastern. Have some fun. Watch some of the big cards close. Muck it up with the chat and just be weird.
I had an idea. Louis, because it's got to be annoying everybody. Look at my card. Look at my card. What if we all send like a link to cards that you just put on your watch list? Then I don't ever have to say anything.
Okay.
Go for it.
Yeah. Why don't we got to find a rhythm, right?
Yep.
That's the whole point of the show. So I thought maybe it'd be better if you had them, like if we didn't send them to you before, tough poopies, right?
Yeah.
Like you'd be like, no, man, I don't have them. So if you save them all on your watch list, then you just do the one that's finishing everyone next.
Just send me what you want, and I'll make sure to have it.
If that doesn't work, well, we'll think of something else.
We got this.
I like the idea, Phil. You dress up in a tie, and all of a sudden you come up with great ideas. See, it affects you, man.
Yeah, it's like Costanza when he abstained. He got very smart. I can't do that. That's not happening.
So if you're an American hockey card collector, let's get on board and start sending us some cards so we can help you get them in the Slab Sharks auction. There's no hassle or expense shipping cards internationally to Toronto to Slab Sharks. We'll do it for you. All you got to do is send them to us. We have a direct link to register for our account. I don't know what you call it. Sure. It's in the show descriptions, like everything else. And then once you register, it like fills out most of the form for you. And all you got to do is enter your cards, print it out, and ship them to us to P.O. Box 389 in Farmington, Minnesota 55024. Courtesy of the Gong Show, and then we'll get them into the Slab Sharks auction right away for you.
I don't know if I was trying to think of when we talked about this last time. I ended up making a video for the Discord group. But when you register and then you go to the Slab Sharks website, click on your user. Hold on, let me just click on it really quick because I want to make sure I get this right because I know I was way wrong. Click on your client, client dashboard. When you click on that, then on the left-hand side, click on Submit Consignment. That way, it'll populate all the information that you've already put in. If you just, on the main page, click on Consignment Form, then you're filling it all out by hand.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Good reminder. Whether you're in the U.S. or in Canada, the reason why so many hockey card collectors are choosing to consign their cards with Slab Sharks is because they make it easy for you to sell your cards on eBay by basically doing all the work. And hey, we're part of that too. We like to do work. Let us do it. Louis loves work.
Mhm.
Then your cards get listed in the biggest and hottest, so hot, weekly auction in the hockey hobby.
Leo.
So for complete consignment info, including payout rates, and to get the process, as Phil likes to say, started today, head to slapsharks.com.
And the app, that's when listen, after all that crap Josh and Louis just said, yeah. Once that's done, that's the fun. The app is fast, slick, sexy, hotter than Veronica Vaughn. I'm telling okay, maybe not that hot. Maybe not that hot.
Who's
the app
that?
is pretty hot.
Wait.
Why
don't I don't know.
Oh man, you're crazy. Billy Madison.
Billy Madison, bro.
Stop looking at me, Swan. Oh, I see what's going on here. It's you and the Swan. You and the Penguin.
Yeah.
Stop looking at me, Swan.
Yeah, there you go.
Hobby news.
Hobby news.
Hobby news. I missed this. I'll try it next time.
Your brain froze. That was awesome. Some more innovation, pushing the envelope by Topps and Fanatics. Excited to talk with you guys about this. I'm loving all the card innovation we've been seeing in the past 18 months, or the past year, I guess, overall. So in the upcoming Topps Inception baseball release, there's going to be a relic card that features all 4 game-used bases from Yankees super prospect Jason Dominguez.
Wow.
Now, this is the game where he hit his very first Major League Baseball home run. So what I love about the card is not only has 4 game-used memorabilia from a very specific name that's dated, again, to that game that we've been talking about. Upper Deck is doing it with the Bedard Cup RPAs. But what's really interesting to me is the back of the card. So they are putting 4 individual holograms on the back of the card that each have a code on it where you can go and it looks like verify those holograms. The other thing I found really interesting about this news by Topps is where you authenticate them. So there's a new authentication. I don't know if it's new. Shouldn't have bespoke. It's not on the Topps website. It's on MLB.com.
Whoa, that's wow.
So that's partnering with the league.
That's
on
legit.
That, but I don't know, pretty cool if you ask me. What do you guys think?
I think that means Fanatics has a lot more pull than we thought. Holy crap. That's
Oh, they
crazy.
have a ton of pull.
Yeah, that's wild. I'm going to be a bit of a negative Nancy. Look at second base and third base. There's no base.
I don't know what that is either. I'm confused.
Maybe it's just a placeholder for the real card.
Maybe. I'm not
Why
sure.
wouldn't they just like rearrange home plate and just for the sake of the graphic? So confusing. Put a picture of the pennant award instead of the base. What? What? I'm confused.
I said it for a while and I didn't quite get it.
I'd have to see it bigger yet, but
either way, it's awesome.
But it looks like, unless they had pictures of, was this like, I don't know, it looks like that World Series trophy.
World Series trophy.
That's the pennant trophy, yeah. I like the stickers on the back. I'm a really big fan of the stickers and the serial number on there. Who doesn't love a good hologram sticker? Come on.
Isn't it interesting though that they put one for every piece of memorabilia? So like let's say like there's 2 patches on a hockey card. Would you like to see 2 unique
identifiers?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a sticker. It could be some type of identifier.
Okay. Next story. This one's really cool. So at the Spring Expo, I had the opportunity to chat with Darryl Sittler and Tiger Williams, and what an amazing honor that was. A topic that came up, of course, and I'm sure Darryl talks about constantly, was his NHL record 10-point game from February of 1976. So he was the Leafs captain, and to do a very quick rundown, he had 2 assists in the first period, then exploded in the second period. Unfortunately for his family, I guess. No, just 3 goals and 2 more assists. So that's now this isn't a math show, but I'm pretty sure that's 7 points after 2 boys. Then he scored 3 more goals in the third, giving him 6 goals and 4 assists for 10 points in that game. Not bad.
Not bad.
Well, the jersey he wore in that record-setting game is now up for auction at sports memorabilia company Gray Flannel, which has the weirdest auction name ever.
All auction houses are weird. They're all like
I don't know.
But like heritage or something like that gray flannel, really?
Gray flannel.
Yeah,
that's funny.
So it'll end on June 1st. Current bid, well, I checked yesterday, was 81,000 US.
Oh, wow.
Now the jersey's pretty awesome. So you guys got to look close, but if you look towards the bottom above the blue, I think there's some blood stains.
DNA. Clone
on
them.
there too.
Clone them.
Make the dire wolf. I guess that in the description that they said there's stick marks and board burns on the jersey there.
Friction rubs, yeah.
Friction rubs. This is pretty awesome. You got him. Even I know you don't like the Leafs, Phil, but come on.
No, it's great. I respect that jersey like no other. Absolutely.
He said in our interview too that he still has the jersey that he tore the C off of.
Yeah.
Very famously.
That's pretty
infamously.
cool. It's funny how it's probably just in his closet somewhere in a box, right? But to us, it's like, whoa. And he's like, oh, this thing?
Yeah. What do you think something like this ends up at? If you had to guess.
105.
I would have never thought it'd even be at 80.
No.
No.
How much
these jerseys
longer
go
is it?
for June 1st when it ends.
Oh,
I'm not a big
I don't
funny
know.
as much as I like my patch cards, I'm not a big jersey memorabilia guy. You know, I think if a hockey player handed me his jersey after the game, other than the ick aspect, I mean, we're dudes, who cares, whatever. That would mean a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
But buying it from another dude who maybe got it from that dude, but then I have a piece of paper that says, dude, this is legit, doesn't do it for me.
That's a lot of dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I don't know. I'm just talking. Well, wait, there's a lot of women that are going to be purchasing this jersey.
Maybe.
Probably not.
No, there isn't. We have a sausage fest community, and that's okay. That's all
Hey,
right.
boy.
Should we rename our Discord Sausage Town?
Fest.
Yeah, sure. Why not? It'd be funny. Yeah, because then when we get a girl, we'll be like, oh, she'll be like Smurfette and the Smurfs. There's only one.
Is there a girl in Discord? I don't think so.
No,
I'd be so
of
embarrassed
course
if
not.
there
What girl's gonna be in there?
We're cool.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Still bang
way.
chicks in once in a while.
yeah, I mean, what? I didn't hear. What do you say?
I don't know.
What'd you say, Louis?
You're gonna have to watch the show.
Whatever.
What I love about these old jerseys is that they're so obviously used and worn because they didn't get a new jersey every game. I'm sure this one was
Stanky.
Used for quite a while.
I think it's cotton. 100% cotton. Yeah, it's got to be.
Looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not polyester.
I'm gonna guess 150K. Going bold.
I'd be happy with anything over. Man,
I just saw a Michael Jordan jersey just sold for 2.6 million. So
yeah, dude, that's Michael Jordan.
I get it.
Darryl Sittler is not in the same stratosphere as Michael Jordan. I respect it. Beautiful. Thank you, Darryl Sittler, for everything you've done. You know, but come on.
Moving along.
Hold on.
Oh, wait.
Don't move along yet. I'm trying to see if I can. I don't want to say it is. I'm trying to figure out who manufactured this jersey. Doesn't it look like the Rawlings logo?
It looks like Rawlings, yeah.
Yeah, it does. Maybe.
Huh.
That'd be cool.
All right. Well, that was it, basically. All right. Moving right along.
Moving along. Doesn't take long to get eliminated from the playoffs when injury news starts to leak out.
Mm-hmm.
In the case of Phil's Toronto Maple Leafs, there's been quite a bit of that lately. One of those players, Austin Matthews, admitted that he suffered an injury during training camp this season that basically limited him all year. Though Matthews said surgery will not be required, he admitted the injury impacted a lot of different things, very specific, in terms of his ability to play the way he wanted to. The forward missed 9 games in November and 6 from December 21 to January 2nd, traveled to Germany during the first layoff for further consultation with the doctor. I wonder if you got like stem cell. That's what they do there, right? Stuff they can't do here in North America.
Yeah, which is silly. You should be able to stem cell here. Come on.
And yeah, so he was sort of, people kind of, there's been a lot of rumblings about that. His 33 goals this season was the fewest total of his 9-year career. Matthews also totaled 78 points in just 67 games played. And I'm sure, Phil, in your mind, this gives the Maple Leafs a total pass for their playoff failures, right?
Oh, 100%. Listen, it was obviously mishandled. If he's injured and it's harboring that as his performance, then that was a mishandled by management and his player agent. I mean,
right.
I
But
don't
here's
see
the
how
only,
else. Then take the year off. Take the
Right.
year off. Heal. Get your peptides. Get your stem cell. Go to Mexico. Go to Germany. Do whatever you got to do. You're a professional athlete. You're in the conversation for top 10 best players in the world right now. Take care of your body, Austin.
instead of us the whole season going, what in the heck's wrong with him?
Yeah. Well,
You know?
I'll rip you apart always for any opportunity I get. So don't give us any. Right?
Mhm.
Is hockey too close to the vest with injuries? I mean, do you guys, if
Listen-
football players can disclose that they have a strained shoulder, can a hockey player do that too?
Patrice Bergeron finished the playoffs with a punctured lung. Like the toughness can be measured, unfortunately, right? Pain threshold is a thing. Some men and women can handle pain better than others. And that's why I said I'm not calling him a baby. I'm saying I think the situation was clearly mishandled by management and him and his player agent or whoever's supposed to handle an injured athlete. I mean, this guy's an asset. He's insurable, right? It's like, come on, man. They fumbled a touchdown with him. He should have taken the year off then. Take the year off, Austin. Oh no, the fans. Yeah, well, how are the fans now, big boy?
Hey,
Right?
Josh, in whatever article you were reading that was talking about this injury, did they say anything about how long it would take to recover? Or what if he wouldn't have played for the first 4 months and come?
No, the only thing they said is he expects to be 100% healthy for next year. And then
That's
I guess
good.
Matthew Nyes was dealing with something all year too.
Gotcha.
Wow. He played real good against my Sens, man. That makes me want him even more. He was the only guy that I saw that had any passion in his stride. I mean, obviously, like, some other guys here and there, but
Oh, he's a
Like,
Golden Gopher.
Yeah,
That's what you expect.
oh, there you go.
Minnesota
Yeah.
player, yeah.
He was the missing piece, that they wanted for Renton in Carolina.
Oh, and they wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
No.
Well, Austin Matthews, the 2016-17 Young Guns, PSA 10 pop 4,054, 67% gem rate, last sold for $695 on May 18th. It's down 17% in the past month, down 6% in the past 3 months. And if you look at the 52-week low, pretty close to that. 52-week low is 640 US, where the 52-week high is 1,096 US dollars. So if you were an Austin Matthews fan, like our good friend Tori is and collector, do you think that based on how the season shook out with his injury and how the playoff disappointment, that maybe this summer could be some nice prices to gobble up some 834 cards?
I don't think anything will tank, but it'll I really believe they'll trickle down 5%, 10% a month, maybe,
Yeah, it's not going to be a landslide, but even at, even at 695 US for a PSA 10 Young Gun, I mean, of him, I still think that's even a decent price.
People will be looser with their Leafs. Not that they weren't before. Of course they were, right?
I just struggle so much with his rookie cards because I don't like him without a mustache.
Yeah.
Like your
Really?
men with
I mean,
mustaches.
I'm weird. I get it, but
yeah,
that's what I feel.
He's going for the stash now more, right? And being bald and not accepting it.
How old was he there?
I don't know. 18?
18, 19? Yeah, I don't know. Is that
Probably
the night he
came
scored
from
4 goals?
Against your Senators. That's right.
Oh my God. Worst
You
night of
are
my
very
life.
talented at like one little bad thing happening and being butthurt for the rest of your life over it.
Well, give me another example.
PSA submission.
Okay. Third.
I don't know.
Yeah, nothing.
Okay.
If you were smart, you'd say Tyler Toffoli, but you're not.
Oh yeah.
No, doesn't matter.
Whoa, we ain't going there. We ain't going there.
To the minors, to Toffoli. To the
I
minors.
should have mentioned you. So California Dave's nephew Chandler will be joining us on our Fanatics live show. So maybe you guys can duke it out on Tyler Toffoli a little
I'm not
bit.
gonna beat up a little kid.
Yeah, beat you up. Okay.
On what show?
Oh, I said it again.
Oh, you say Fanatics?
You said
We've
Fanatics
done that in
Live.
like 4 months.
I said okay.
Little early to be drinking
Live
there,
cards.
Pappy.
We're doing a Fanatics show now too, huh?
Por favor, senor, cerveza.
No.
I'm telling Carr.
So if we're not good at this at 293 episodes, when do you get good? That's what I want to know.
Slab
How much
Sharks
longer?
preview Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What time someone else does some work around here?
With Chandler.
With Chandler.
Yeah.
With Chandler.
California
With
Dave's
Chandler. Yes.
nephew.
California Dave's nephew. Yes.
Be nice to him.
Yeah.
Let's talk some hockey cards in relation to other cards in the hobby.
Let's do it.
This is something I've been thinking about for a while and just observing as I am a power user of research tools like Card Ladder. And this is not about comparing hockey cards to basketball, football, baseball. We all know that they're more popular. But if you are frequently on these tools, you might have noticed that it's not just baseball, basketball, football cards that seem to carry often higher values than hockey cards. There's a lot of smaller other niche sports too. So what I want to do for the sake of this conversation is I'm going to give you guys a bunch of examples, and then we'll maybe talk about and discuss, debate sort of the reasons why.
Oh, we got to participate.
You have to participate. Yeah.
Okay.
This is a podcast where people talk.
Oh,
I know it's your first day. So
I know.
You're good.
Okay.
My caveat to these examples for everyone out there is please don't take these as absolute. They're directional. There's a million ways you can look at things. You can always point. So I don't want people to think like, it's very hard to compare one athlete from one sport to another sport. So and we all have biases, and I get that, right? So they're directional. But I wanted to start with some PMG examples because that's when I was looking at Metal Universe Hockey, which this really started to stand out to me. So the first card I want to show you guys is the 2021 Metal Tiger Woods Golf Green PMG that sold for $16,800 US last December. That's the first Tiger PMG. Well, a month earlier, the first OV PMG from 2012 Fleer Retro sold for $15,887, and holy contrast. I'm blind. Somebody dialed the contrast up to about 40 on this one. Now, again, one example, but $1,000 more to the golf card than to OV, and I don't want to compare Tiger to OV, but they're both all-time greats, right? More examples though. Let's stick with golf. So looking at golf's 2021 biggest rookie, Bryson DeChambeau. So his green PMG, the 97-98 retro, sold in January raw for $3,000. Now, hockey's 2021 biggest rookie was Cole Caulfield. The biggest sale of all time a couple years ago was $1,500 on this card.
That's it? 1,500? Wow.
Yeah.
I would have thought way more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, DeChambeau's huge though, man. He's a massive golfer. I know directional. Directional. I know.
Directional. Okay, so we'll get off of golf, right? We know basketball is more popular than hockey, but is women's basketball more popular than hockey?
I don't know. That Angel Reese is a big meanie, though. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
So, well, I don't have her examples, but generational talent, Caitlin Clark had a 2024 rookie cards like this WNBA Prism Gold Vinyl Auto 101, PSA 10 Auto 10 that sold for just $366,000 US back in March.
No way. That's $500,000 Canadian.
Okay,
just wait.
Just hold on. 2 other Clark cards have sold for more than $200,000 US in the past 6 months, and there's been 10 total sales of more than $50,000 US for Caitlin Clark. Let's compare her to generational hockey talent 2023 rookie Connor Bedard, who has 0 sales of $50,000 or more.
Oh, man, is that ever eye-opening or not? I mean, Caitlin Clark, she's amazing, but
of course,
generational talent, keywords.
So Bedard's biggest sale is his 23-24 metal 97-98 retro gold PMG. It sold for $40,260 in this past December. So if you're thinking again, well, Caitlin Clark isn't a fair example. Okay, what about this 2023-24 Bowman U college card for Paige Beckers, the Superfractor 101 that just in April sold for $31,787.
Is she good?
College card, though.
Do we know who Paige Buckers is?
Yes.
She's awesome. She's from Minnesota, so she's great in that regard.
She looks like she's from Connecticut.
Well, she played at Connecticut. Sure.
So she's a Minnesota trader.
So let's compare it. Now, again, this is her highest sale, and she's just a rookie this year in the WNBA. Let's compare that to the 3 big hockey rookies from this year. Of course, Macklin Celebrini, Matt Mitchkoff, and Lane Hudson. The Shimmy Shakes, Young Guns Gold Opus 101 is the highest seller for all three, 13,515 US, less than half of what the top selling Paige Becker's card
Wow.
has gone for.
That is incredibly eye-opening.
I'll keep going just a little bit longer.
So this is just to make us feel little, right? This is just to make us feel like, oh, our little hockey thing.
We're going to get into it.
Bring on the banger.
My last example is this 2020 Topps Chrome F1 Max Verstappen Superfractor 101 PSA 9 Auto 9. So PSA 9 Auto 9 sold for $534,000 in August of 2022. That's larger public sale than any hockey card ever for any player not named Wayne Gretzky. Now, Verstappen is good, of course, but I wouldn't call him the greatest, the GOAT of his sport, right? So I don't think comparing him to Gretzky. So no other hockey player's card is sold for more money than this card.
Oh, man.
This is an F1 card.
We are low. I know we're, oh my God, maybe we're not as mighty as I thought. That's wild.
And I could go on and find a whole bunch of other examples.
It's okay.
Maybe some would tip the scales the other ways too. But I guess for a long time, I'd always thought like the kind of maybe to your point, Phil, that the pecking order of sports went something like baseball, football, basketball, then hockey, then everything else. Maybe though, the pecking order is baseball, football, basketball, then everything else, with hockey mixed somewhere in the middle or lower half.
I think you're
of
right,
everything
buddy.
else.
I think
so. I wanted to keep going. I did some research, and I wanted to find what are the 20 most popular sports worldwide. Do you want to take I have a two-part guess for you, Phil.
Okay.
Is hockey A in the top 20 most popular sports? And if it is, where is it ranked?
I'd say yes, and it would be. Well, what's a sport? Is golf a sport?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I would guess it would be. Well, what, 25% of the world gets winter? 20, maybe? Not even? I don't know. Populated cities. I'll stop talking before I sounds too silly. I'll say number 15th in the top 20.
I'm going to push it even farther. Because if you just think of global sports, think of even the little goofy ones, Phil.
Well, like ping pong, that's not a sport.
Well, think of like cricket. Stuff like that.
Well, cricket,
add rugby, add all that. Oh, it'll blow your mind, dude.
I know what you mean.
All right, well, put on your pajamas and get ready to be depressed. So it is in the top 20, but just barely squeaks in at number 20.
Oh, yeah.
But here's some sports that are more popular than hockey. Soccer is number 1, and we all know that.
Well,
an estimated 4 billion fans worldwide.
So half the world.
Cricket is number 2.
Yeah.
Basketball is the third most popular sport in the world with 2.5 billion fans. And so stick a pin in that. We're going to get back to basketball. Table tennis is number 7, 875 million fans.
Ping pong, freaking ping pong.
American football is number 10 with 400 million fans. Badminton is number 12 with 350 million fans. Bicycling?
Cycling?
Yeah, cycling is 16 with 270 million fans. And the
must
one
be
that
the
hurts
fashion.
the most,
It's
the
gotta
one
be
that
the
hurts the most is pool and billiards is more popular than
snooker. We lost to snooker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
An estimated 200 million worldwide fans. So ice hockey is at number 20 with 150 million estimated fans. Again,
but don't forget though, they have not tallied all the numbers for pickleball yet. So we could drop
pickleball. We're out of the top 20 for sure.
All right, Minnesota's got, California's got to be high on pickleball. Frisbee golf up here. There's ravenous, ferocious, middle-aged men playing frolf up here. Yeah, I got clipped by a disc once. Whoa. That's so depressing, man. That's absolutely terrible.
The bicycling and pool.
Yeah, we got beaten by pool players. We got by beer drinkers and belchers. Oh my God. Anyways.
Crazy.
Okay, so then I wanted to do some research, and I used all the AI tools and Google searches, blah, 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 and to try to find the reasons why. And it's fairly common sense, like what everyone says is that, and like starting with the U.S. perspective, hockey is largely seen as a regional, northern, cold weather sport. It's very expensive to play. For a kid to learn basketball is the third most popular sport in the world, you need a ball, shoes, and a park. and
Yeah.
you can play basketball.
Milk crate.
In warmer climates, hockey, of course, requires arenas and ice plants, and that does not make the game more accessible to people in the least bit. Another thing that was pointed out, which I think has gotten better over the past couple of years, is limited TV visibility in the US. We harped on that for the full first year and a half of this show. But again, this is all stuff we've discussed before. But what I've been thinking about, and this is where I want to go back again to basketball, is the whole idea of international expansion. So again, basketball was, when we reference the most 20 popular sports worldwide, basketball is number 3.
Mm-hmm.
I know all of us are about the same age, and people around our age would understand that that wasn't traditionally the case for basketball. Even look at like the hobby. Remember when basketball cards were a literal joke? When they were in the 90s, they were seen, early 90s, they were worthless. Late 80s, early 90s.
Philly cards and
They were beyond worthless. They were the most, and now look at it. Well, there's a couple of things that are opportunities that came up where particularly David Stern and the NBA were brilliant. The first was Michael Jordan entered into the NBA, and they identified him as a marketable superstar, and they poured jet fuel on that flame and it grew the game immensely, where we have Connor McDavid that the NHL pretends doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's number one. And then probably the biggest inflection point in the popularity of basketball was the Dream Team.
Yeah, the
1992.
Dream Team USA. Yeah, that was amazing. Phenomenal.
That made basketball immensely popular worldwide. So the NBA decided to allow their players to go compete in the Olympics, and then under the condition that the greatest team ever be formed, and look what downstream effect it had. But it wasn't just that. It's, if you go back and research the strategic moves that the NBA made, they went from there to starting grassroots programs all across Europe. And then almost more importantly, they have made for 25 years now a concerted and consistent effort to promote the game in China. Kobe Bryant has spent so much time. He's a massive star. Stephon Marbury, who became a massive star in China. They brought their players to the country to meet with fans. They brought games and exhibitions, all these sort of things, and they were on the forefront of, I guess, international expansion, and to the point where not even hockey, but like football, completely disregarded that for so long. Now they're all about international. The Vikings played 2 games in a row in Europe this year. I think there's a game in Spain for the first time. They've been playing regular season games in Mexico now for a few years, because they're understanding that. I mean, think about this, right? As popular as football seems, like, especially as an American, it's the 10th most popular sport worldwide, and basketball's 3. Because much like the NHL, the NFL kind of snubbed its nose at the whole idea of promoting the game overseas. And there's more than 1 billion people in China. You make them fans of your sport, and hockey, I think, would work in China.
Is that your thesis here? Do you think that you're trying to get to the NHL should be spreading its wings across the world more?
100%, Phil. And they're starting to. I mean, we've seen like the global series. We've seen
Sweden
games. But they're still, though, at that stage where you're in the most logical places. What they need to do is find, and I think China's the most obvious example, but they need to find the not Swedens where hockey's already popular.
I'll tell you right now, Ottawa, my team goes to Sweden all the time, and I don't want them to. It takes the wind out of the sails. The guys are exhausted when they come back. It's got to be an off-season exhibition thing. It's got to be. They keep doing this regular season Europe thing. It's killer, man. It's killer for the teams, and no player is going to say, oh no, it's, I'm really tired, I don't want to do this. They're not going to say that. I think it's a great idea.
To some degree, though, like, sacrifice is what is required So what if they brought 6 teams over to China and did a 2-week series over there, and Why not?
As long as my guys don't look exhausted and lose most games for the next 5 or 6 when they come back. Look at the records of teams that went to Europe during the regular season. When they came back, they were pitiful, right?
Mhm.
So a lot of GMs, but yeah. So there is a beautiful middle here somewhere. There's got to be. Look at Russia. I mean, the KHL. I mean, I don't know what they do. Do they do a lot to promote their league? You're probably not even allowed to watch NHL over there.
Mm.
Well, that would be an obvious place, but our geopolitical relations with
Yeah.
Russia are always so bad that it's not doesn't seem like it's a good fit. And so your northern and eastern Europe is basically where hockey is
Yeah.
relegated to, where China's had they had the I know they've had the Summer Olympics, but I think they've had the Winter Olympics too there. I mean, there's every environment in China.
I always thought there's not very many Ukrainian hockey players, right? Like Alexei Zhitnik is the last guy I have any recollection of being Ukrainian. I would
Or
have thought,
Belarus.
yeah, huge country. Like Ukraine's massive.
I
guess they
can't
just
imagine that
hockey-
they're funding. There's a lot of AAA tournaments right now. Is there
Not
in
now,
war?
but in the last 30 years, name me the biggest. Alexei Zhitnik is the only guy that I can think of. I just would have thought like Kazakhstan's produced more,
Like Czechia and Slovakia and Slovenia has many more players. Even Belarus has had some.
yeah, they got a hockey program. I guess hockey just wasn't a main point for the Ukraine government. I don't know.
But it is stark. Like when you're looking up the PMGs for top rookies and you see a Spider-Man PMG sold for $45,000 and
That's crazy.
Wyatt Johnston's is like $600. It's like maybe hockey really isn't that popular. Maybe
Well, flip
it's
it on you though.
teeny
Then I'm
tiny
grateful. Then I'm grateful to have all my big bangers at a cheap price.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at it that way. Then I can get my good inserts, my good patch cards, my nice autos. And I Jackson Holiday as a kid, I want to collect in baseball on the Orioles. I'd have to get a sticker auto if I want to get into the auto game of baseball, right? Or like thousands and thousands of dollars to get an on card. So maybe I need to ease up on the sticker autos a bit. Maybe that's a point of entry for some people,
Sure.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting. And I hope
Yeah,
you guys found that.
very interesting,
Yeah.
very eye-opening.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Louis.
I want others to chime in. I mean, there's so many different answers to this, and some of it can be good, some of it can be bad, but why there's such a difference in like prices of cards, like the Max Verstappen we showed, or
the amount of people,
the Caitlin Clark, and and stuff like that, and I don't have an answer. I just, this is good stuff just to chew on, to think about. I don't care that my hockey cards are cheaper.
Well, I think it's eye-opening that there's more people that that like F1 than hockey. I think that's the number one thing. There's just more demand for something, so the price goes up. And
there's less people to choose from. You only have 20. Let's just stick with drivers. You only have 20 drivers. Those drivers maybe cycle every, let's just say, 2 to 3 years. They might switch teams, but they're not out yet.
Okay.
They'll go to different teams before then they're done, or else some might come back as reserve drivers, and then
so you have less of a less playing field to pick from. Yeah,
right.
That makes sense, man. Good point.
So there's one option in F1. Yes, like we touched on Caitlin Clark, just generational. Holy crap, awesome.
Well, she's done more for women's basketball than almost almost the same effect that Tiger Woods had on golf.
Yeah.
Like I saw an estimate that, or somebody was saying that by some metrics, she right now is the most popular U.S. team sport athlete.
Dude, she's so good. I saw her. Oh man, like other women in the league should strive to improve their skills based on. I'm sorry, man. There's some really bad plays there, and that's a professional sports league. Come on, Caitlin Clark came into the league. I'm watching, man. Like she is a professional. Very good. She'll clean the floor with the most guys. She's that good, and I think that's the caliber that league needs to get to stay sustainable.
And even the whole Angel Reese thing, like I don't follow women's basketball super closely, but it's awesome for the sport because it's the whole WWE model. It's the baby face and the heel. Right now you have
Oh, Angel Reed, please. Oh my God. Anyways, did you see there? This is the wrong thing to do. The NBA is looking into getting rid of booing. Could you? Yeah, I'm not kidding, dude. What's next? Colors? Banning colors.
Oh, you can't get rid of
blue.
You'd have to kick everyone out of the arena.
Right.
But here's like the crazy thing.
All right.
You're invested into it. Isn't that wild? Would
Yeah.
you have ever thought, would you have why is it again personality? Is it marketing? Is it emphasis of not putting enough emphasis on players?
Well, that's
why
it.
isn't the women's basketball fan have a strong opinion about Connor Bedard or Austin Matthews or something like that? Right? There's no emotional investment.
Because in an hour-long sports center or whatever, 55 minutes are of her, and the next 5 minutes are cramming tennis, hockey, something else in there. It's the exposure, of what's hot, fresh, new, popular. It's all popularity.
I listen though to the president of the commissioner of the WNBA, and she said 3 years ago, less than 1% of media coverage was women's basketball. Yep. So you're right. Well, I'm not disagreeing with you, but things can change if you have the right athlete. And again, where I would say where basketball always seems to be smarter than everybody else is that they've identified, holy crap, we have this once in a lifetime opportunity. Let's market the bejesus out of this woman and make her. And I'm sorry to be a broken record, but Connor McDavid is so good at hockey. It's criminal how little the NHL cares to make him a star.
Yeah. Maybe there's something we don't know. Maybe it's a part. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe his agent says no. I don't want him marketed.
I think it's the NHL.
What else makes sense? It's kind of bonkers, isn't it? Bonkers. They should be like all over this. Marchand owns the Leafs thing. Like it's hilarious.
Yes,
they should be all over that.
Matthew Tkachuk is the perfect heel.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the WWE is fake, and they leaned into it. And they market their superstars, and the world knows it's fake. I mean, the athleticism isn't fake, but that shows you how marketing your superstars works.
You need to be using Matthew Tkachuk. I don't know, Phil. Sorry, I'm gonna be stupid when I say this, but Allstate Insurance in Canada? No, yes, it's just
Allstate?
a U.S. thing. Yeah,
great commercials.
So the Mayhem guy. Good Lord, NHL, make Tkachuk that guy. It would fit perfectly.
There's so many options. Yeah.
Okay. Good conversation.
Yeah.
I said okay again. New product releases, boys, is brought to you by Gongshow friend and partner Mint Inc. There's 1 million new hockey products out right now. Just kidding. Feels like it. A lot of them are amazing too. So if you're a Canadian hockey card collector, maybe you should, I don't know, treat yourself. Do something nice. Either stop in their Vaughan or Davenport locations or shop online at mintink.ca. They do ship anywhere in Canada, and they can ship hobby boxes anywhere in Canada. And anything you order right now will be shipped through alternative delivery sources during the Canada Post strike. So you don't have to worry about the strike affected any new products from Mint Inc. But it's not just hobby boxes. Mint Inc. has thousands of singles. You can drop off cards that get graded, consigned. They have breaks after dark too, which are always fun. So mintink.ca for all your hobby needs in the beautiful country of Canada.
Yeah.
Well, we're officially 1 week now past the release of 24-25 Metal Universe. And as is customary on our show here, we're going to look at the top 5 very, very early, ridiculously early sales of the metal product on the secondary markets. Now, is the product resonating with what cards are collecting or collectors are maybe gobbling up first? I guess we'll find out. And as a reminder, all sales made via eBay have been verified as paid for in TerraPeak. You guys ready for the top 5, Phil? You look excited.
I'm ready. Let's go.
I wish that would have been my green PMG I pulled.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Very, very nice.
All right, let's roll.
At number 5, starting up at number 5 is this David Pastrnak liquid gold. Sold for $323 on May 20th via eBay. So some early love in the top 5 for the liquid gold insert.
That's Jay, Cookie Sniper. That's him all day long.
Coming in at number 4 is another liquid gold. This Jack Hughes sold for $350 on May 16th via eBay.
Is that you, Louis? No.
I will never
Beautiful
tell.
I will
Louis
never,
will never
tell.
tell. So we have a tie at number 2.
Oh, 3.
First one is a 2013 retro PMG Gold 101 Zach Hyman, sold for $400 US on May 15th. Now, these kind of comic book cartoon illustrations can be a little bit hit or miss, but I think this is a nice one of Zach.
I like
Hyman.
it. I like
This
it.
is
I
a
like
good
it
one.
this year. Yeah.
Yep.
Love that. Was that like their Heritage Classic uniform too?
I think
Must
so.
have been?
Yeah, I was love that. Connor's got a few cards in that.
Mhm. Also at number 2, then for $400 US is a Shimmy Shakes
Wow.
Red
$4
PMG, sold on May 18th. Yeah,
Not a red,
Not a
too,
retro.
not a blue or a green. Huh.
yeah, it's a base too. It's not even the 97, 98 retro. You do get the nice color match there with Montreal and the red PMG, so that's
Looks good.
a plus.
So
for
there's
sure.
3, right? 3 PMGs. Yes, I know we went over this. I'm just recapping. There's 3. There we got the base, we got the retro, and then we got the 90s version, right?
The base, the 2013 retro, which is the comic book one, and then the 97, 98 retro.
Oh,
So
okay,
one
okay.
base and 2 retro. You're correct. Number 1, taking top spot. Maybe you'll be envious of this card, Phil.
It's
Back
his.
to liquid gold. Is this yours?
No, I didn't.
Sidney
buy it.
Crosby?
No, I saw it for sale. I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. Not for that price. Crazy, man.
$516 US
Woo!
on May 19th via eBay. So some strong love for the liquid gold insert out of the gate. Looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might have another banger on our hands there year after year here.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, these liquid gold cards are pretty rare. 1 in 960 pack odds. There's 25 players on the checklist. Seeing a number of comments about how thin they are too. Just 15 point, I believe, is the thickness. I got all that info on hockeychecklist.com, by the way. Just saying.
Just saying.
Go there, see if your favorite players on liquid gold has a liquid gold card. That'd be fun. So I don't know, overall thoughts for surprise you that nothing sold for more than 500 yet? Or...
Yeah, a little bit. No, it's good, man. I think there's a lot of sales that are below 500, but over 1, there's some beautiful inserts that we're all fighting for, man.
Mm-hmm.
I
really like metal.
I love my PMGs, but I love my old PMGs when they were more rare. And I kind of stayed away from this whole thing the last few years. But I really like the retro.
Mm-hmm.
I really like one of the year. I think the 97, 98 retro. When
That's
it comes
the classic PMG.
When it comes to a monetary value. Okay, so the 2013s are the characters?
Yes.
Okay.
Those were not hockey, though. Those were in 2013 Marvel. And then they've been doing them as retro. That's kind of why they have the cartoony designs.
Yeah, normally I wouldn't like that, but I really like some of them this year. Like that Zach Hyman was nice. I like the Brady Tkachuk. From a monetary value point, what do you think is going to be worth the most? The original retro, like the 97, 98, the most basic design, or the base?
Yes. And again, even that, like, it's technically not correct to call the 97, 98 retro the original hockey because that didn't come out until 2012. Clear retro.
Okay.
So these are the first hockey ones.
So I have a Carlson Carlson blue of that of the 20. So there's no 2012 design. Well, there is, but it's not of that.
This was the only PMG in 2012. This one, right?
But the next year after that had the Marvel.
Yes, and then there was, I think there's I have a Temu, I believe that might be 2013. It was not super PMGE, if that makes sense. It's got more almost like fireworks in the PMG design. I don't know the best way to. I believe that was 2013, but I'm not an encyclopedia. I'm just a new collector, Phil. I'm just a new.
So at the end of the day, the biggest PMG set that matters is 2012 Fleer Retro.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I would say like the first PMG. I mean, why 2020 was such a big deal is because that's the first time you had a PMG in a couple of years. So and then that was the first time you had the gold PMG too. If that's meaningful to you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any connection to the gold PMG. Like, is that big for basketball? Or like
No, there is no gold
Yeah, there
PMG
is.
in basketball because when Upper Deck created the gold PMG, they didn't have the
Didn't have it,
basketball
right? It
license.
was after, yeah.
That is purely unique to hockey. So
Yeah, I know. I would think, I don't know why I don't seem to have a connection to the gold PMG for some reason. Yeah. And I love gold. I love gold. Oh,
silver and gold.
yeah, silver bells. Silver bells.
Last little note, new product releases is we have 24-25 extended series that comes out next week. So on Monday's show, we'll break down the checklist for everybody.
How many great insert sets are SPX? We got extended.
Yeah,
I mean, ultimate, not really an insert set, but you know, whatever. Talk about metal. Metal's just amazing.
That comeback year for metal. I really believe that.
I think it's just 2025 has been a fantastic year so far for Upper Deck. I'm happy. Yeah.
I'm too.
Yeah.
Personal pickups. Philip.
Squat.
Nothing.
Squat nothing.
0. You suck.
0 zilch.
Baba Louie, are you over 2 on?
I can't buy something every week. I go broke. I don't have that kind of money.
Well, get ready to be butthurt because I have one personal pickup.
Oh, I'm not butthurt. Trust me.
Okay. I got a 2010 11 O-Pee-Chee Martin Brodeur Retro Rainbow Black out of 100 raw. I just love this set so much. And so any reasonably priced legendary player I can snatch up. I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I love this set.
Did you snatch that up out of my ComC box?
It wasn't.
Oh, did you get this too?
No, it wasn't in there. I already have this at home. No, but I have this ComC is like, well, as you guys saw, 50%, a lot of O-Pee-Chee to finish my sets.
Mm.
Yeah, I already have this guy here, the rainbow.
I like this set. I'm not in love with this Brodeur card, so that's why.
I agree with you, Louis. There's something about it I don't like either.
Yeah, because I got it. So now we shoot on it.
I already have this, you turd nugget.
Hold on your pants and take a big old giant crap on all my cards.
If I wanted it, I'd have bought it a long time ago. I can't get. Like I said, I don't buy everything.
Is it design? You do buy.
You try.
It's got to be a card I like.
Yeah.
These are a little bit hit or miss because some of the Crosby one is a little weird in this. Do you agree, Phil?
Yeah, it's not my favorite year. It's hence why I'm finishing it in my golden years here.
You know that weird kind of tiny Italian card that people are going crazy for, Crosby, where it's a side profile. It's like a pre-NHL card. It's like El Campino or something like that. He's got like a side profile picture. And
I'm a new Crosby collector, brother. Everything's new for me. I've just started this year.
Bandwagon jumper.
Well, last year, I guess. Yeah, I started in 2024 quietly. Not so quiet now. Yeah.
Well, that's our show, boys.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job.
Smaller ones in the week. We don't want to do too much, right?
2 hours.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
We did good.
See your mug.
Well, if you like the episode, please leave a rating and review on Apple, Spotify, whatever podcast app you listen to us on. If you love the show, you want to support us, you want to chat with us on what do we call it?
Spotify?
Sausageville?
No, Sausage Fest.
Sausage Fest on our Gongshow Discord. You can check out Neil IFC's show Under the Bleachers. Is that what he calls it? Something like that? No, Behind the Bench on the Hockey Cards Gongshow. He's going to be so mad at me. He's so mad at me.
Bad.
You can do it all if you choose to support us via Patreon. It's a $5 a month. US starts at. Join out of $2.99 support level tier. Link is in the show description, podcast app, and on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok profile, on our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com. There's a become a patron link, and then you go to Patreon directly too and find it there. We are on social media: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. And boys, the Hockey Cards Gong Show podcast is a production of Dollar Box Ventures LLC. Have an awesome start or weekend. Finish your week.
Memorial weekend.
Oh yeah, Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day if you're in the US. Happy Vicky Day or Tammy Day, whatever it was in Canada. Victoria.
It was Victoria Day.
You guys have a holiday after a Spice Girl? That's crazy.
I love Posh Spice. She's the best.
Okay. Babalu, you know what to do.
Bye.
It was the Gong Show. We're dropping the facts. Hockey cards on fire. No holding us back. Josh looking sharp, the face of the scene. Feeling pork chop pants, rocking it clean. Baba Louie in the booth, he's the man with the plan. The best producer in all the land. Gong Show Nation, let's hit the flow. It's the Hockey Cards Gong Show. Let's go, let's go. Wanna say the men in show.
I got a little package